Hi, year two. So today in English, we're going to carry on with the newspaper report you started yesterday. So yesterday in your pack, you had your sheet and you did your headline and you should have done your 5 W's, okay? So you can review that. And you had this one in your pack to look at for some ideas too. So I've had a go at it too, just like we do in class. Obviously, I've not got you guys here, but I'm going to have a go at writing the rest of the newspaper article. So that's what you're going to be doing today. You can keep pausing my video and stealing ideas because that's what good writers do. All you're going to do today is write the rest of the information as if the fire had already happened last week. So we're all going to be past tense. So I'll have a read of this with you in a minute. This is my introduction with my W's in there. You've hopefully drawn a picture. I've not got mine in. So today I'm going to try and get in some of my good writing styles. I'm going to try and get in a boy sentence, a but or yet. I'm going to try and get in a to-a. Now, you don't have many in a newspaper, so I'll just put one in there. I'm going to try and get some of the data, some of the facts, because that's what newspapers are full of. And I'm going to have an ending line. So by the time you've read it, you'll know what's happened, okay? So I had put yesterday. Last week, on the 2nd of September, that's when, Baker, Thomas Fariner, that's who, left embers in his oven, what? Resulting in a fire that burnt and tore through London. We've got some good language in there, and it's telling you where. Destroying pretty much all of it. 200,000 people are left homeless and camping out on fields. So it's my short introduction, and I've got my W's in, okay? So my next bit now, I'm going to try and get a boy bit in this next sentence. And I'm going to put a little subheading, which is what newspapers usually have, okay? So I'm going to put a little subheading and underline it. And I'm going to put, in this one we had, there's a subheading saying safe. I'm going to put, how did it start? Question mark. I'm going to write more about that, okay? And I can underline it. How did it start? So I think I'll put the capital because it's the start of my sentence. The fire began. Now I've already talked about it up here, but only really quickly. The fire began when embers are little bits of fire. When the embers from the bakery, oven fell onto the floor. I don't know whether you can see this, but you can hear me, can't you? Now I want to try and get a boys in, so I'm going to try and get a button. Now, back in those days, a lot of the floors would have been covered in straw and sawdust, and straw is a great thing to help fire burn. So I'm going to put the bakery oven. The fire began when embers from the bakery oven fell onto the floor. But because it was full of straw, and then I've got my boy sentence, but because it was full of straw, and there were strong winds, and these are all the facts I've learned from my videos, and there were strong winds, the fire spread quickly. The fire spread quickly. Okay. So I've got my boys in there. I've got my subheading in there, and I've got my W's, okay? I think I need a bit of an extra line in there now to say what happened next. So it was the king that ordered them to be blown up so the fire would stop. So I'm going to leave a little line like a paragraph, and I'm going to put King Charles. I'm going to try and get my 2AD in here. So King Charles, who was strong and forceful. And then I've described him. I've got my 2A, who was strong and forceful. Ordered houses to be blown up to create a fire break. Okay, to create a fire break. Now all these facts are what I've got from the video. King Charles, who was strong and forceful, ordered the houses to be blown up to create a fire break, but this did little to stop the fire. But this did little to stop the fire. So you're going to have to take your time with this because there's quite a bit to get in, isn't there? Quite a bit of writing. Keep having a finger break like you would in class, stretching your arms, giving your neck a bit of a wobble, and keep reading back. Have you got capital letters for names, capital letters for places? You can tick off your boy sentence, tick off your 2 A's, tick off your capital letters, your W's. Keep having a break and checking, okay? King Charles, who was strong and forceful, ordered houses to be blown up to create a fire break, but this did little to help the fire. It continued to burn. Monday, now I won't write this just because of time, but I would then carry on. It continued to burn all through Monday, and on Tuesday it destroyed St. Paul's Cathedral. So you've got all my facts you can put in. I then have a quote that's in our main body, and we're up to our main body, aren't we? So it's where we've got speech marks. So I might put something like my speech marks. I've got my speech marks in. It was the scariest thing I've ever seen. It was like a monster tearing through our city. Okay? And then I'd have a final bit that closes my newspaper article. So I'd leave a little bit of a line and I might put something like, what's next, maybe? What's next? Question mark. Because no one knows. It's only a week after the fire we're pretending, aren't we? The fire was finally brought under control on Wednesday when the strong winds died down, and by the morning the fire was out. Large parts of London have been destroyed. You need to get that fact in. Leaving thousands of people homeless. The King has promised to provide shelter for those who have lost their homes and to rebuild London better, stronger than ever. Now, we know in the video from yesterday that it was the idea to build London from brick, which is what it is like today. So you can put that in as well. It is now hoped that London will be rebuilt, so something like this can never happen again. Okay, so you've got lots of ideas from me. You are carrying on using lots of my ideas. You are going to read this newspaper out tomorrow. You're going to get somebody hopefully to film you and put it onto Class Dojo or onto Seesaw. That's one of your tasks. If you can't put it onto those tomorrow, you can just read it to an adult, okay? Because part of our English, any English topic is to be able to perform once you've written something, okay? So it's really important you can read what you wrote today because tomorrow you're going to be performing and reading it out, okay? Enjoy.